we're going to talk about the concept of the subjunctive. We don't really use the subjunctive well or clearly in English. So it's hard to tell when it's used. In Spanish, it's very clear when it's used because the verb form itself is different. In English, we might say may or might, but in Spanish, the verb form is just straight up different. So what is the concept, though? It's not, it goes beyond language, is that some things just by nature are subjunctive or subjective. In other words, they're not actually what's being observed or what's happening, okay? Other things are objective, or indicating what you see, which is when we use the present indicative. So an example might be like, Thomas works. That's an observation that's indicating what I observed. Thomas works. As opposed to, I hope that Thomas might work. And as soon as I say, I hope, that doesn't mean Thomas is working, or that he wants to work, or he's going to, or he is. So it's not what I observe, it's subjective. It's what I want, okay? So it's not actually happening. So the subjunctive in concept is not what you observe, okay? So it's subjective. It's what you feel. So what you feel can umbrella out to things like what you want, what you wish, what you will, your emotion or feeling. So you say, I hope, I want, those types of things. Or I like that. It's not telling, it's not an observation. I like that Thomas might work. That doesn't mean he's working. You just like it. It could be doubt. I doubt that Thomas might work. So it's not actually happening. It's not an observation. It's subjective. What I want to happen. And then there's the possibility. It's possible that Thomas might work. So that would be subjunctive. And that's really the idea. Now to form the subjunctive, if you look at the -2 commands video, you take the yo form of a verb. Now remember, when we talk about yo forms, there are go verbs, there are boot verbs, there are I to Y's, there are G to J's, there are all kinds. So you got to know your yo forms, right? Take your yo form, and you take off the ends, take off O, okay? And then you have your stem. So for instance, like a verb like jugar, jueg, juego. So there's my stem, all right? And then you add opposite endings, okay? Now, so for AR, you have stem plus, and now careful here, because these two are the same, you have AR endings. It's A, ace, A, amos, N, okay? So if you have an AR verb, you're actually adding the opposite form, which is a little weird. And your vosotros, ace, okay? For an ER-IR verb, get rid of some of this stuff. So yo form, for an IR-ER verb, you add what it looks like AR ending. So it's confusing. So, and then these two will be the same, yo and la usted. So you got to make sure that you clarify with a subject pronoun or a subject. You have ERI, so you say, oh, that doesn't look right, but it is. It's the opposite. Bizarro endings. Bizarro Superman uses subjunctive. Vamos, ice, on. So, okay, so we use that. So there are these irregulars. And obviously subjunctive is heavy. There's a lot to it. But this is just the basics of what it is and how your endings work in a basic sense. Of the yo form, the opposite endings, bizarro endings will come. And there are some irregulars. What I'm just giving you is that yo form or these two, just so you see the root word and then you would add the other endings. You'd see the endings would be consistent. But ear is vaya. Okay, so you have vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayis, vayan. And then you have ser, seya, so which would follow these endings. Okay, saber, sepa. Okay, follow the AR ending. Dar is day, which would follow those endings. Estar is a stay, which would follow the AR endings. And then haber, which is like there is or there are is haya, so it's irregular. And this would be a helper, haber is a helper verb in the perfect tenses. So there's your basic explanation of what the subjunctive is and just how you start constructing it.